According to the opposition, the referendum announcement is a manifestation of Law and Justice's anti-immigration policy.
Dlaczego go zawetowała, chociaż nie ma relokacji?
This
Nie
is a
wiem, ale
lie.
wydaje mi się
There will be
dlatego,
no
że
forced relocation.
w tym
It
pakcie
seems
jest
to me that the point is that
powiedziane,
in
że
this pact it
państwa
said about
członkowskie będą musiały
20,000 euros
płacić
for
na
each migrant. For Poland,
imigrantów
that's
na
30 million
Polskę.
euros a year.
Przypada to
How does
kwota
that
jakaś
compare to the
jakieś
600 million
30
penalty
milionów
for the
euro
muzzling law?
rocznie.
That's not much.
Redaktorze, rocznie.
According to a regulation adopted in early June, a member state must accept an agreed number of migrants or pay a financial penalty for any failure to allow them to enter the country. Poland and Hungary were against it. There is no doubt that the decision of the nation will be decisive in this matter. I cannot imagine that the EU could commit a country to an idea that would go against the will of the people. The parliamentary resolution expressing opposition to the EU's relocation mechanism for illegal migrants stressed that European solidarity cannot take the form of blackmail. For failure to carry out each relocation, the country in question will pay at least 20,000 euros. We as the left have applied for 500 euros per refugee. Unfortunately, Polish diplomacy is asleep and even opposed to provisions that could benefit Poland. According to Law and Justice deputies, the new rules are a dictate that will result in a cultural transformation in Europe. This is an incomprehensible approach. We already have our experience. We know how the EU should open up to people from outside the community. As you can see, Angela Merkel's Willkommen doctrine is up to date. Most migrants and asylum seekers reach the EU via Greece and the Balkan countries. Relocation to Poland each year would take 30,000 migrants. However, their number could increase. The draft asylum law also provides for situations in which mandatory solidarity in a given year would not be binding. Hence my prediction that these relocations, even voluntary ones, will again end with migrants fleeing to the country from which they were moved. The only problem is that the responsibility for such a migrant, the new regulation, shifts to the country to which he or she is relocated. The new European Union rules are an attempt to solve the migrant crisis that began in 2015. At the time, nearly 2 million people tried to illegally cross the border into the European Union. Experts consider the pro-immigration policies of France and Germany as a direct cause of the crisis. A referendum is binding if more than half of those eligible to vote participate. Poland has held 5 referendums since 1989. 2 of them were binding on the adoption of the Constitution, held in 1997, and on the entry to the European Union, held in 2003. The threat is enormous to the Polish nation. Ethnic, cultural, civilizational, internal security changes. The date of the referendum is not yet known, but there are opinions that it could be held on the same day as the parliamentary elections. Since the beginning of the Russian aggression, more than 12 million refugees from Ukraine have crossed the Polish border, of which 1.5 million remain. To help refugees, Poland per capita received 200 euros from the European Union budget.